Hello, everyone.
Hi,
We're back. Today it's Tuesday. It is September
7th. It's my 25th wedding
Oh, that's
anniversary.
right. It is your 25th anniversary. And
my husband's birthday.
Right. I'm Dustin Zarni. I'm the Democratic Elections Commissioner for Onondaga County. I have with me a special guest today. We're continuing our Meet the Office series. This is Marilee Gilmartin. She runs the switchboard for the Onondaga County Board of Elections, and also is getting into she's the Democratic shadow for the absentee department. Marilee, thanks for coming on into the car today.
Thanks for having me.
So, there's not really much housekeeping to do except for to say that, we're the day after Labor Day now, and once you get done with Labor Day, you really start to get into the election season. We're 55 days away from Election Day, 45 days away from early voting, 9 days away from when we mail out absentees, which, Marilee, you're going to be helping out with this year. So, Marilee, I always like to start with when did you come to the Onondaga County Board of Elections?
I started early March of last year, right before we shut down for the pandemic.
Right.
Right before.
You were brand new right before COVID, right?
Yeah. And I got trained in my job mostly from home. So through Zoom meetings, phone calls, that's how I learned how to do my job.
And you came in as our election clerk.
Yes.
And now you've been... you were not temporary, though. You came in permanent, right?
No, I was temporary.
So you came in temporary last year. Mm-hmm. All right. So you were one of the temps that we brought in for the presidential election.
Yes.
And then we had an opening in the election clerk department, and you took over that, and that was mainly registration. And you did our social media stuff for a little while, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then this year, you moved up to be our switchboard operator.
Exactly. So yes, July I got hired full time, and then in December I switched jobs.
Then now you're the switchboard operator, and which is, just a position because she answers the phones when you all call in, but you also do Department of Motor Vehicle registrations, a lot of, right? Yes.
Mm-hmm. I import all the every morning. I do the import, so I check that, print that out, so people can work on that, and so that's what I do. And then I do a lot of that registration also, and verifying.
So, and of course you're what helps keep us not Oneida County, right?
Yes.
We always get them done. We always get them processed.
Yes, absolutely. Even if we're living here, we're getting things done.
That's right. And but of course DMV has become one of our largest imports of registrations now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How many do you think we get about a day?
Well, once a week there is a huge pack that can go anywhere from 500 to 600. And then daily, probably 100 to 200. But that's now it'll start picking up a little bit. Right. We'll get more registrations as we get closer to the deadline. So that might even go up to 300 in a pack, somewhere around there.
Dave wanted to know, our friend Dave, he's always asking questions.
Hi, Dave.
He wanted to know, how has the mix of electronic and paper registrations changed in the past few years? Well, you don't know anything different.
I haven't done,
because you've been doing the same thing. But it was back in 2016 when online DMV really started growing, because that's when you could use your My DMV account to register online. And that's when we went from weekly downloads from the DMV to daily downloads from the DMV, because it was not that many that we would have downloads from the DMV before that. But once they got to go to My DMV online, we got a lot of new registrations. Now, when we say new registrations, we're not talking about necessarily registrations that are brand new people that haven't registered for. A lot of times it's address changes.
Address changes, party changes, name changes. There's a variety of things that can happen.
And each of those forms have to go through a bipartisan check.
Yes.
And they're verified, and we make sure that that we try to get it done right. So it's not just a matter of data entry. Each form is double data entry. And then we have to make sure that the people that need it, get done before the election.
Right.
So, Marilee, we'll go back to the questions in a second, but you're about to start getting into absentee ballot processing this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we had some temp workers helping out, but like with everything, we have to have bipartisan checks, and right now we don't have any temp workers. The Onondaga County budget hasn't allowed us to get more temp workers, and we were using grants that have run out. So now we are, now we're going back to our regular staff for the general election. But you'll be working with Tanya Galvin, the Republican, who's in charge of absentees. But you'll be her Democratic shadow,
right?
And that's going to undergo some big changes over the next couple of years.
Yeah, from what I understand, yes, that's true.
But you did the audit, right? When you in your previous position.
Yes,
so
I did.
You've already worked with the clear ballot scanners that we use absentees for now.
Yes.
So that'll be easier for you. So.
Right.
But yeah, so and just a reminder that if you wanted an absentee ballot, you have to have that application in by 15 days before the election, which is, I believe, sometime in October. I'm sorry, off the top of my head.
I believe it might be October 13th.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
No, it's a little bit later than that. I think it's the 18th.
18th,
but yeah,
okay.
But the application has to be in by that day.
Right.
Not just postmarked. It has to be received by that day. Although in Onondaga County, we tend to send out applications as long as we have the ability to do so. We'll have more on that next week, or later on in the week. But you can get online and apply with the portal to do absentee balloting. You can go to our website, onvote.net. You can download a form and mail it in, or link right to the State Board of Elections portal, fill it out online, and we can get you out a ballot. Ballots will start going out September 18th. And they'll be hitting the mail at that point. So we'll have more about absentees as the Board of Elections is setting policy this week for the general election. So I'll have more for you on that later in the week. Marilee, what are some, you said that you came on during COVID.
Yes.
And that had to be a jolt to the system. But what was it like working in the office for last year? I mean, last year was kind of a year from hell, but I think people need to hear the things that we went through.
Last year was crazy, and it being my first year, I didn't have anything to compare it to. So I thought every year was like that. Yeah. We were working, before the general election, sometimes 40 hours overtime just to get work done. And I'm amazed. It truly amazes me the amount of work that comes out of this office. People are very dedicated. It's just, like I said, I was amazed because it never even occurred to me what happened, what went on to put on an election. I would go out and vote. I mean, voting to me is very important. I've never missed an election or a primary, and but to go to the polling place and not have any idea what it takes to put that on, it's just an incredible amount of work, and I'm amazed by what people do, and our election inspectors and machine techs and the people that come in and helped out last year really got us through it. Yeah. Because there was so much to do. I'm really grateful that for a lot of those people that come in just part-time.
Right, and so, we're hoping that this year's a little bit more quiet year, but it's never really quiet for us because we're always still processing forms and getting things done. It may be lower turnout. Yeah. That's the end of the election. Leading up to the election, we still got to do all the steps that we have to do in a regular year, and then of course in a small office like ours, everybody's doing a little bit of everything.
Oh, right, exactly. I do notice that people are smiling a lot more this year.
That's right. Last year was tough.
Last year was really tough.
You still can't see the smiles because of the masks.
But you can tell by their eyes. You can tell by they're smiling.
Eyes. That's right. Yes. So David's got a couple more questions in here. Okay. Has the post office address change form updating for voter registration happened yet? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think the voter registration is on the address change form. He also asked, would I ever consider using a vendor for absentees? So far, no. There was a couple problems with vendors with absentees down in New York City and other areas last year. I like knowing that we know we got it in the mail and got it out on time. We bring in extra inspectors. We have no shortage of inspectors. It's actually also cheaper for the county, for us to do it on a rolling basis. And next year, on a rolling basis, we're going to have to be opening absentees before Election Day. This year, you can still vote on Election Day and have your absentee ballot taken out. But next year, it's going to be total different change. We'll deal more with that in January.
Yes, I was thinking, oh boy.
There's a lot of stuff going on. I don't want to
interesting.
confuse people, but next year things are going to change a lot for absentees. But this year you can still apply, get an absentee, use temporary illness as an excuse for COVID, and so anybody can use it. We'll mail it to you. You have to postmark it by Election Day, and if you go to vote early or vote on Election Day, it pulls your absentee, and we don't count those absentees until after Election Day. Can you apply over the phone for absentee ballot? No, you cannot. You cannot apply over the phone, but you can apply on our portal at onvote.net. And then with the apparent elimination of the independent nominating petitions deadline, can there be a change to the ballot in our county at all at this point? This is a reference to a case out in Buffalo that happened on Friday, so I'm still waiting to see how this is all going to play out. So I don't have any definitive answers, but from what I understand from reading that ruling, that the ruling is as applied, which means it's only for that case out there at this point. However, if that ruling is not appealed, or if the appeal is unsuccessful, we could see next year some changes. This year, the independent ballot deadline has passed, and unless somebody turns in petitions and takes us to court, it won't change. So the ballot is set. In fact, the ballots are already starting to be proofed, and absentee ballots are going out in less than 2 weeks. So I doubt anybody would be out there getting petitions right now. I don't think it would be this late anyways. This was something that was turned in about a month ago for Mayor Brown, but that's up to them. You know, they're dealing with that out in the area. I think it's a reprehensible decision. I find it, we have rules in place, and if somebody wanted to change those rules, it should have been done in February or March, not now. But it's only for the Buffalo case as of this moment. So, Marilee, what else do you want people to know? I mean, it's your 25th anniversary today.
Yeah,
you know that.
It is my 25th wedding anniversary. We got married on my husband's birthday. But what I'd like you to know about the job, you know, a lot of times people are confused about, especially primaries. This year seemed to be a very confusing primary year. I think it's really important, if you have a question, if you have any problems with voting, you want information on absentees, on registering, give us a call, because everybody's here is very willing to help. I mean, that's the favorite part of my job, is when somebody calls and is really confused about how they would vote, where they would vote, and to like just kind of help them along, and so they're not afraid of, and not worried about things. So that I really enjoy that. I really enjoy talking to people and registering people and telling them where they need to go to vote and how they go about doing that. That's really my favorite thing to do. And
if you call, you might get her.
Yes, you might.
She's the switchboard operator.
Yes.
All right. I don't see any more questions. Again, housekeeping. Today's 55 days from Election Day, 45 days from early voting, 9 days from when absentee ballots are going to be sent out. Go to onvote.net. You can update your registration by downloading a form and mailing it in, or getting a link to your MyDMV account. You can request an absentee by the portal, or get a paper application that you can download and mail in. And you can find out all kinds of neat statistics in the past and all of that. That's all on our website too. It's a pretty extensive website, so we really hope you check it out. Or you can give us a call at 315-435-VOTE, and we can walk you through how to get things done. Starting September 18th, the absentee ballots are going to be in the mail. And after that date, you can walk into the Board of Elections, apply, and vote right then if you want as well. Again, you can use temporary illness as an excuse to this year. And David asked when will sample ballots be available. We hope next week. We're proofing them now, and as soon as they're available, I'm hoping by next Commissioner in the Car, I'll be telling you where they are online. So,
cool.
Anything else? I think that's it.
I think that's great.
Thank you for joining me for Commissioner in the Car. Coming up on Thursday, the Pompey Town Democrats will be on my Zoom with Zarni. I'm hoping to get a Wonky Wednesday out tomorrow for Onondaga County Legislative District 8. That's Chris Ryan. It's up for election, but not opposed this year. But I still think it's important to show you how that district was made 10 years ago. I already have County Leg District 7 that came out on Sunday or Monday. Yeah, it came out on Monday. I'm trying to do 2 a week because I'm a little behind because August, a lot of us were out of the office, and so was I, getting some much needed vacation. But we're all back in, getting ready to go. And then on Sunday on my Zoom with Zarni will be, I believe, the town of Geddes Democrats will be on there. And then next week, the town of Camillus and the village of Solway. And then I'll be moving on to the county ledge candidates as we're getting ready to hit our stride here going into the final few weeks of the election. So, all right, remember, get out there, vote. And if you can volunteer, go help a campaign because they need you right now more than ever. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.